Alright, so today we got sample surgery. This one's inspired by a comment that I got on my last video on episode 8. Make sure you check that out if you haven't checked that out. That's on episode 8. Got a comment from Hot Like Fire. Check his beats out as well, actually. It was kind of hard. I did have a quick look. Do a video game sample, bro. So he suggested Zelda Ocarina or Final Fantasy 7. I have sampled something off Final Fantasy 7 before. I'm going to show you guys that in a bit. But I was searching through, and I found this little gem here. I'm going to be working with this today. I really like this bit here. Let's get that open. So obviously, as you'll know by now, I use FL Studio. Absolutely love this. It's like playing FIFA to me. And you'll also know that I like using Serato's sample. I just think with today's technology, if you're not using Serato's sample, you're wasting a lot of time you could be putting into other creative elements of your tune. But right, let's find this Final Fantasy. Boom. Serato sample is quite easy to use as well. So once you get into it, you just load your sample straight in. You can play it. It'll automatically sync, which is like a big massive bonus, saving you having to beat match. You can flip through the tune. A bit like having a jog wheel over there, but you can flip through the tune. That might be a bit too fast, so what you can do is you can half time it. So this is still synced up, but obviously it's just playing at half the speed. So I'm just going to try and find that little piece that I was looking for earlier. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to chop this from here, probably in like 8s. And then we'll have a little play around. So right, so I'm going to grab that. Let's get this into a pattern. Alright, so we'll start off here. The thing is, when you're sampling game music as well, you got to be careful with what you sample with, depending on what kind of sound you want. So when I'm making grime and stuff, my grime tends to be like quite a lot of minor chords and kind of dark elements. So some of these game ones can be a bit too friendly for me, but you can still manipulate them in a certain way. Alright, so we'll get this loaded in. eighths, not fours. Let's go again. And as you'll see, that's automatically synced up, so it's tight. What I don't like though is this start bit. See how the melody comes in around here, or here actually. So you've got that start of the bar's got like a bit missing, so I'm gonna try and find something to fill that gap. So I'm gonna use the start of that one. Get that in there. What I'll have to do, I'll have to jump back on Serato and put it into poly mode though. So you got mono and poly. If I leave it on mono, it'll only let that play or that play at any one time. If I put it on poly, I can play both of them at the same time. Now we've got rid of that gap at the start. Another reason why I love Serato and what I'm going to do right now is remove the drums. So if I click this, this will take the drums off the track. It does take a minute though. Obviously this works on AI, so you just got to wait for it to load and you'll see the waveform will start appearing in colour around there. Yeah, as you can see, look, see there. That means it's now, so the drums are removed. And then that just gives us a bit more room to play with it and manipulate it how we want it. Right, so get this first pattern in the chat window. So what I'm going to do is straight away, I'm just going to try and pitch this up, see what it sounds like. I like that, but I can also hear like there's like a little bass sound in there. That, I'm going to try and get rid of that. So if I click this again here, this will take the bass sounds out and just leave me with the actual melody and any voice sample if there's a voice sample in there. That's what this microphone one's for. Right, so I love that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to consolidate this. So this is going to bounce it out as an actual track. And then it will give me a waveform that I can then play with. So straight away I know the waveform sounds a bit low, so I can use this gain here. I can get this up. So what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to try and just layer some drums on this, see what we've got. I always like to work with the hats first. I don't know why, it's just a preference. Don't suppose it makes any difference, to be honest with you, but that's what I like to do. So I'll just go and start a new pattern, just get a quick basic pattern in. Just going to go for 64. I like to work in 64s when I'm doing drums. And I like to jump in, I like to randomise. I like to randomise the pan and the velocity, just give you a bit more of a live feel, rather than it being robotic drums. So I get that loaded into the window. And then what I've been doing a lot lately is using shakers, so I want to get a shaker sound on there. Probably towards the end of the loop, just to break it up a little bit. That's perfect. And again, I'll just like to randomise this, give it more of a human feel, and then always make sure that you cut as well. So when you click cut, that will every time the sound plays, it stops playing and it plays again. instead of going overlapping itself, it will just, no matter how quick I do that, I'll only play it once at one time. Now I've got this basic sort of like hat pattern. I'm probably going to try and get a bass in there, and then we're going to try and work a beat around the sample. I'm just going to go for a serum. Yeah, if you've been watching my videos, you know I use this quite a lot. To be fair, if you're making grime and you're not using serum or massive, or, to be honest, I don't know what you use. Let's have a look. In fact, I'm going to use one of the ones I got from Splice. There's a nice wreath I've got in here. I'm going to use that. So again, I'm going to go for a new pattern. Play the song. One of the things I don't do is I don't really use a keyboard that much. Like, I've been making beats for that long, I just prefer to just kind of get it in and just click it and get it in. If I want to work in a complex melody, I might get the keyboard out, dust it off, but for the most point, no. Alright, so I'm going to get this in. I'm going to turn this down on the gain. See what we're getting so. So it's all about finding the root note. When you're making basses, I always like to find the root note first. So usually doesn't take me that long. It's a case of just finding the bass note that sounds right on the first, you know, as soon as the sample starts. And that's the root note there. That's a D sharp, not that I'm musically or theory inclined, but that is a D sharp, so yeah. So let's get that pattern through. Then it's just about finding what fits, so. I think I got it. I'm just going to take that up 2, and if I take that up 2, also means I've got to take the sample up 2. So when you pitch, you just use this. Every 100 cents is like 1 note up on the slider, so like 1 semi-note up. Now we've got that, I'm probably going to start working in some snares now. Again, if you've been watching my videos, you'll know I absolutely rinse the life out these SX packs. I got these a few years ago. I don't know if he's still selling them, but boy, they've just got everything in that you need. So I'm looking for is probably like a snare I can use between the snares, and then like a main snare that would just be like my main snare, which are kind of like a crunchy, clappy type sound. Anyway I can really describe it, that might work. punch that in. Find a kick. Again, I'm just going to use one of these SX kicks. Let's find something nice and punchy. If it's not punchy though, obviously you can always jump in and use your effects, get your parametric EQ on it, whatever. But I believe in just finding high quality samples from the start and then you're not messing about. See what that sounds like. See if it's just got a bit of a tougher one. Maybe that. Nothing too crazy there. That's pretty much the main pattern done, so what I'll do, I'll copy that over and then I'll look at making a new pattern. So what I'll do, I'll get rid of this, I'll go back to that pattern one, which is the loop that I had on to and well, I pitched the whole thing up twice, so I'm gonna have to do that on this. Get rid of the bass, and then while I start doing that, I was looking for another pattern that gives it some contrast from the first pattern. So it could be chops, it could just be just being creative with chops. They are like this. Or it could just be finding another part of it altogether. I like that one. Go with that. So I just need to find that on the actual keys. Going to repeat that. So again, get that loop in there. I'm going to consolidate that because I want the waveform. Bounce that. Again, right, similar, I know I had to gain that by 4.7 to kind of get to the volume that I want, so I know that 4.7 is going to be here. Bass that matches that, so it takes it from that into that. Also, so you know, if I've got a pattern already, so say for example pattern 3, which is this bass pattern, I can copy across the bass pattern, I can click this, I can click make unique. Now this is repeated the pattern on pattern 4, so whatever I change on pattern 4 stays on pattern 4, and pattern 3 will stay the same. So I just find it's useful when I'm trying to make drum variations or bass variations. And as you'll hear, obviously this waveform here, the bass notes are actually going to change. So the new root note is here. Play that all together, and then we'll change the drums on the second pattern. So I'm just going to edit this second pattern drums, and then what we need to figure out is how we get that pattern into that pattern so it transitions nice. So make that I can mess with pattern 3 drums and I ain't got to worry about it changing pattern 2. So what I might do is just get rid of all the kicks, bring that snare in what I found earlier. Get rid of that double snare. This kicks just not perfectly on the bar, the snare even. Right, okay, right, so double that pattern. I normally like to double the patterns, and then what we'll do is we'll just transition this one into this one. Now, it doesn't have to be rocket science. Sometimes you can just cut out the bass and cut out the drums and just leave the sample running. See how that sounds. that works just like that, but what I've noticed is I'm just going to get rid of this track 5, bring in track 1, because I can see on the Serato I've brought in 2 notes for whatever reason, I don't know. So I brought that in, so I need to get rid of that and bounce that out again. Again, what was points, 4.7 for the gain, so I'll get that in again. Again, we can delete that out. Alright, let's see what we got. So now that works, probably I like to use the reverse crash or a reverse cymbal. So I've got that'll do. So that'll just take us from that bar into that bar. What I like to do, a lot of people just bring it in and they stick it right on the bar. For me, I like to take the snap off. I like to leave just this little gap between the start of the bar and the end of the crash, and it will give you this. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take the start of that sound, I'm just going to stretch that to the start of the bar. And then what I'll do, I'll just find something for an impact, so I can just use a crash, or I can just use some weird impact sound that I've got somewhere. So this is just something at the start of the bar that kicks it off, like a, you know, like a traditional crash cymbal one. Something like that might work. So I just forgot to change the second half of the pattern to have the pattern 3 drums. Yeah, so I don't know if it picks it up on the start of this live, but obviously this Final Fantasy tune was an idea that someone gave to me on my last video. So I'll just show you again because I'm not sure it did come up on the live. So if you tuned into episode 8, you would have seen that Hot Like Fire here, who's also another producer, actually kind of sick. Checked out his beats. He mentioned something from Final Fantasy 7 or Zelda Ocarina would be good. Now I went through Zelda Ocarina, but I don't know, it was sounding a bit too Pokemonish for me. Couldn't really get into anything. But Final Fantasy 7 I've done before. I sampled a different tune on there, so I am going to show you that at the end of the stream. I'll show you what tune I got that from as well. obviously at the end of the bar, oh, that runs over, that's why I just need to repeat that. Those two patterns, they're going to be the two patterns that drive like the main tune. So what I'm going to look for now, just a nice little vocal sample that I can offset the actual melody. So what we'll do, we'll just get the vocal in and we'll match it to the key of the actual tune. See what we got.
Yeah.
Let's try something like that and we'll get it in. So what I'm going to be doing now is just trying to find the root note of this sample and match it to that. Let's see if we can find something that's a bit longer. Yeah, a lot of these somatic packs, I've got some quite sick samples in. I use them all the time. Try not to. Try to kind of chop them up or pitch them up, down, put a few effects on maybe, but try not to leave it exactly the same. Otherwise you're going to be listening to someone else's beat and you're going to hear it and you're going to think, fuck.
Hey, yeah.
That might work better. Perfect. So, so let's get a simple loop in with that. I've still got stretch on, so I need to take that off. And then what I'll do is probably take this last one, make that unique, so I can change that one and the rest will stay the same. Take that up 5. Just repeat that, that works. And let's see what we've got here. jump this one back into that one, so I'm gonna add some kicks into that one. So it's gonna be a simple. And I'm gonna add another one. Kicks are just gonna be further apart. We'll just make that a loop so we can just hear how this one goes back to the start. And that's basically your tune. And then all that's left now to do is just to structure it really, so you can get that together. Probably go back to Serato, get that main sample again. So here's where I might put the drums back in. Still don't like this. Oh, that sounds perfect for an intro, so just get that in. Nice and simple. So we'll just get that in, bounce that. Might want to do that. Again, they get 4.7, single prop 4.7, and now I'll make sure that this over the same volume. It's going to be important for the overall levels of your track. And then what I'm going to do with this one, it's going to route it to a new mixer track. And then I'm just going to add a bit of chorus on there. Gonna give it like that old retro tape type feel. There's the drums taking it back to the start again. And there you have it. Alright, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna find the sample that I used on the other Final Fantasy VII tune that I did. Alright, okay, I've got it. So, I'm gonna jump back onto this. So this is another Final Fantasy VII tune that I did quite a while ago now. I'll show you the sample and then I'll show you the track. And again, I didn't go too much with this sample. I just used it, tried to use it like sparing there, and then it went into some kind of like rock kind of ballad thing, but I didn't really want to use that part of the sample. You know, there's some other producers there rubbing their hands right now. Let's have a look. Okay. I haven't actually got the original to hand, so I'm just gonna have to show you the VIP that I did. But you'll hear the sample straight away. Still need to bring that one out, which I will do at some point, but yeah, but that's it. Final Fantasy VII.